synthesizes are two large hadronic transitions for existing CC-bar coronium states to lower states, and new potential receptor states get spicy states. So first off, we'll say we're about how well everything works below threshold, and then talk about above threshold, try to disentangle the XYZ states a little bit. It's very foggy. Many of the states only have one experiment that actually sees the state, and so numbers may not be decided yet. So I'll try to stick to the well-established states first, and then maybe the dynamics for hadronic transitions above threshold, and I'll try to mention some from an analogical point of view where I think lattice would be most useful in this, to me at least. So a little ancient history. Coronium potential, the idea that heavy enough quarks and antiquarks would move on a scale slow compared to the real arrangement of the light gluons, the light quarks and gluons, and so effectively acting the potential or static, they would have to feel static energy at a given distance, and then you could use the Schrodinger equation to compute the behavior of states with the original potential models, Cornell and Richardson and other potentials. And in fact, just from the observation of these two states, the whole spectrum of germanium, and in fact, when discovered the lower state of the BB system, the whole spectrum of non-ammonium could be predicted with the same static energy, as well as the D1 transitions and M1 transitions that were in quite good agreement with what experiments actually found. There are also a lot of pseudo-hadron transitions between states. I've only shown the hadron transitions here. These are somewhat more problematic even below threshold at some extent. The others seem to continue to survive even above threshold. There are still, of course, 2 undiscovered narrow states in the germanium system, the D in the L equals to B system, and there are a total of 14 partially discovered or undiscovered states in the binomial system, including L equals angular momentum 3 and 4 states, which might be pretty hard to ever see, but one surprised at how much we've seen recently. So after the original predictions, people made correct relativistic models of the relativistic collections and models of the effects of quark groups, virtually and real, and in fact by 1980 the whole thing had settled down, and very little happened until 2003. So actually 2002 when this state was seen. In 2003 the axis of the GEDC was seen. Models are great because with a few parameters you can predict a lot, but of course the lattice supersedes it because the lattice does some fundamental QCD, and it's unlike a model, it's infinitely improvable. Pretty more work that can be arbitrarily improved the model once it has a behavior you don't know how to systematically collect. So in fact, now the low-lying harmonic states are quite well understood in the lattice, and the accuracy is much better at this point than these models could give. So now I want to talk a little about hadronic transitions. I'll also consider below threshold first, and then go on to the issues above threshold. So below threshold is something called QCD multiple expansion. It works fairly well with this type of conditions. The transition rates are very small. I just can't read this, but at least I can. I mean, this is, say, the 2s to 1s, psi 2s to 1s, pi transition is 102 keV. And let's say the 3s to the epsilon 3s, somewhere to 1s, is 0.894 keV. So these are very, very small transition rates. And then you make heavy quark symmetry that takes the leading transitions do not put the spin of the heavy quark, as is usual with the EM transitions do not have this existence of the P1 and M1. That's called expansion, normal expansion is what we call local expansion. And even two input parameters you have to predict in a model the behavior of the other transitions. And you can look at that very much in leisure. They're not great, but they're roughly okay. There are other 2 remaining puzzles. But first let me just in a nutshell give the QCD multiple expansion. It's simply the expansion of the Hamiltonian, including external chromoelectric and chronomagnetic fields, just as you do usual multiple expansion for electric and magnetic fields. The readings are as high for the electric and magnetic monopole and the magnetic moment with the B field. We always make transitions to color single states, which means that you need to, of course, at least 2 gluons to get back to color single state. So this is the double expansion in E and M. So reading the lowest order is the velocity, but the lowest order is the E1 E1, and then the E1 M1, which goes to spin, and then E2 E1, etc., etc., etc. That is, you can break the diagram into something happening in a heavy quark, taking initial state A, final state B, and then gluons, and the gluons hydronize. So this is just an expression of that. And what you put in between the emission of the 2 gluons is one of the ways in which, in addition to the wave function initial and final state, is one of the ways that this is highly model dependent. And there's various models that are going to do this. For the light sector, one uses parameterized using gyro effective Lagrange. So the simplest one, the first one seen was the 2s, the one that's by pi. So in general, different f-states have transitions by 2 pi. The E1, E1 dominate, so it looks like this has got 2 R's for the electric dipole transition. And then the overlap of 2 chromoelectric fields to pi. This is some quantity you have to calculate in that model, or just take the parameter for each one state. And then this is driven by chiral symmetry, and an S-wave and a D-wave piece. And if you just say it's dominating the S-wave as you expect, then this behavior up to 1 parameter is in fact fit to the 2s, the 1s germanium transition. Okay? And you can actually measure the ratio of these as a function of this is the invariant pair mass of the ions as a function of the invariant pair mass of the ions. And the reason why it's large is not the S-wave. But this, of course, because this is true for the 2s to 1s in the CPhI system, it must be true as well in the PPhI system by any course. And in fact, here it's the same thing. Works very well. However, there are some puzzles, and the puzzle is most notably the 3s to 1s transition looks like this in invariant massive pair of piles. Nothing like you'd expect from the S-way. People have studied this and in detail, and so far there's no really convincing explanation of why that happens. There are two general explanations. One is the dynamical cancellation of the wave function between these two states. This happens in the 3s to 1s E1 transition between the 3s to 1t photonic transitions. Just because of overlap issues, the wave functions, the integral doesn't has almost there's a node in these states, then the overlap can in fact be small. And in fact, it happens in radius transitions for the same two states. Radius related to that, but that would not really involve the final state interactions with pions. But in either case, this is the puzzle. If you go to the 4s, the 4s to 1s in the PPhI system, looks okay. The 4s to 2s again, so which given by 2 units of radial quantum number, has the same strange behavior as this has. So anyway, this is a puzzle which, as far as I know, is not yet resolved. Especially not how they just get okay. Here is the pipeline again, that's resolved. Yeah, well, this is the endpoint, which is about 560. That's the tutorial. And for this one, it's about, I think, about 900 or something. So there are references you can imagine might be a 5 high. So in fact, maybe the F80 is involved in this behavior as well as the sigma. So it's not totally clear. People have tried to admit this with this, but I'm not sure what the answer is yet. The real problem is the eta transitions. The eta transitions should be related to the single pi transition because of associated with breaking by coarse masses. And there's a whole explanation of how that should be, that there's something which you expect to be true in CCD multiple times. The one actually E1 M2 dominates this eta transition, and that is got the same structure when you take the spin out as the E1 transition of 2 pi. So by taking the ratio and putting it on this dominant, replacing it by some unknown constant in the appropriate selective behavior, the ratio of eta to 2 pi transition